What is up, guys? Jeremy here, and welcome back to another video. We're going to be taking a look at a really cool tweak from Cydia. It's called Asteroid. It's a free tweak in Cydia, which is crazy because it's a very in-depth tweak. There's a lot of options, a lot of customization you can do with the tweak. And like I said, I'm surprised that it's free, which is awesome. So thank you to the developer of this tweak for making it free. It's super cool. But anyways, before we get into the video, if you guys want to download this tweak or you want to know any information about it, it'll be listed down in the description. You may have to add a source in order to get it as well. I'll leave the source information, the tweak information, it's all down in the description. But anyways, let's jump into this. So Asteroid, what does it do? Basically, it's a bunch of weather options for your device. You have animated weather going on in the background. As you guys can see, it's snowing in the background of my device right now. Let's go ahead and jump to the lock screen so you guys can get a better view of it. It looks really cool with the setup I have going right now. I really am digging this setup with it being almost Christmas and all. It's just very festive, and I just think it looks really cool. For those of you that are probably going to ask, I'll leave the name of this widget in the description as well. Very cool looking widget. But anyways, as you guys can see with Asteroid, it allows me to have a custom animated weather background. It's not currently snowing here right now. It just allows you to choose which weather animation you want to use. This is kind of like the tweak weather animations, which I covered recently, but on crack. There's a lot more to it. So that's what one of the options is, to have the animated weather as your background. You can use the actual background as well if you don't want to use your wallpaper. So as you can see, actually we do have mixed rain and snow right now, so I guess the weather conditions have changed since I got home, but you can see the background is kind of just really dark because it's nighttime. You can use that background as well, but I like using my wallpapers. Also, as you guys can see, the stock weather application icon can be used to display the current weather and temperature of your location, which I think looks really cool as well. And let's just go ahead and let's jump into the settings application. I'll show you guys all the stuff you can do with this tweak. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff. So first off, we have the enabled switch as usual. Toggle that on or off depending if you want the tweak on or off. Next up is general settings, which is the refresh rate. So how quickly the tweak will refresh the weather for changing weather conditions and whatnot. You can make it longer or shorter. I'm sure that this does affect battery life slightly. I haven't noticed a drastic difference in my battery life since using this tweak, but you can adjust the refresh rate. Next up is the lock screen options here. Now there's a lot of stuff involved with this. So you have a greeting view, which is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and turn that on. You have the ability to hide the greeting view on notifications. I have that enabled as well. And then you have a bunch of lock screen components. Now I'm not going to go through and show you all the differences between these components. You guys will just have to toy around with it yourself, but I'll show you kind of how it works. So you have pleasantry, you have weather description, and as you guys can see with these, you can change the text size to be bigger or smaller depending on how you want to customize it. You have the current temperature, you have a dismiss button, you have a glyph for the weather, you have a notification reminder, you have a blur effect you can use. Down here at the bottom you have weather preview, weather forecast information, a bunch of stuff. So let's go ahead and let's enable the current temperature, and then we can also enable the weather preview just to show you guys a couple of examples from this. So let's go ahead and back all the way out, and we'll click on apply. We will have to respring our device to make the changes take effect. It's got a pretty cool looking respring animation. Let's go ahead and let our device respring. For some reason when I respring with this tweak, it makes my screen look incredibly dimmed as it's doing the respring. But there you go, guys. So that's a couple of the options. Now it gets even more cool. So not only do you have the ability to have weather information on your lock screen, if you force touch on these, you can actually edit them and move them wherever you want, which is pretty crazy. Force touch it to edit mode. We can move it up here. Let's say we wanted it like that. And then here's the current temperature. If you just wanted the current temperature somewhere, if we can grab onto it without grabbing onto this one. It's a little weird. Apparently I can't get it. Let's go ahead and force touch. Try and redo it. Nope. Let's go below. There we go. If we put it below it, we can grab it. But still, nonetheless, you can edit all of these elements right on the screen, which is crazy. I think that's awesome. Let's go back into settings. Go back into Asteroid, Lockscreen Components. So those, like I said, those are just a couple of the components. You can toy around with all of these. There's a lot of different stuff. You can really customize the weather information on your lock screen with that. Next up, we have an inactivity timer. You can kind of read up on these. Lock screen view is revealed after this period of inactivity. You have custom fonts. You can use a custom font. You can use custom colors. As you guys can see, you have the RGB kind of slider set up here to customize that however you'd like. You can use a glyph image, and then you can adjust the blur amount if you guys are using that. So that's the lock screen. Next up is the home screen. There's only a couple of options here. You have the ability to hide your dock and the ability to hide your folders. That's all you can do with the home screen. Next up is the live weather. So I have it enabled on the lock screen and the home screen. You can enable those separately. If you'd rather just have it on the lock screen, you can do that, or on the home screen. It's nice that you can independently use that option. You can choose your custom conditions. That's what I'm doing. So if we go here, as you can see, I have mine set to snow flurries. You can change it to any of the weather animations that's found within the stock weather application, which is really, really cool. So we'll leave it as the snow, which I like. And then you can hide live weather background. Hides background of live weather, keeps the animation. That's what I have enabled to show my current wallpaper that's on my device. If you have that off, it'll just show that kind of like darker nighttime background, which is pretty cool as well if you want to keep it really simple looking. But I like having my backgrounds or my wallpapers come through, so I have that enabled. So that's the live weather options. Next up, we have the weather app icon options here. You can enable weather icon customization. You can enable weather app icon background. You can set weather app background color, which I did. I did change the color of it to almost a black. It's like a really, really dark gray. But you can change the color of the app icon, which I thought was really interesting. And that's how you get the live weather information on the app icon. And that's pretty much everything there is to it, guys. You do have support and donations here, backup and restore, change along, etc. All the stuff we don't care about. But still, nonetheless, I think this is an awesome tweak that you can have live animated weather. You can have weather widgets. You can have your icon show the current weather. Such a cool tweak, and it's free. The information on it is down in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of this tweak. If you did, definitely throw me a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot here at the channel. And if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future, don't forget to click that subscribe button. This has been Jeremy, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.